victim is the definition.
Yep, here we go. What's up, everybody? How y'all doing? How's y'all feeling? Wow. Okay. Wow. That's crazy. Okay. Fine, good enough. Hello, everybody. My name is Tim Black. Welcome back to the Tim Black Show. Last night during last night's show, someone made a post about Mayor Eric Adams. So, I've been trying to piece together how we're going to approach this tonight, because we got to talk about it, right? We got to talk about Mayor Eric Adams, first mayor of New York ever indicted, sitting mayor, while he's on the job. Okay? First time ever. So, wow, when I said that, it just hits you in so many layers. They trying to tell Trump something? I don't know. All right, so let's do this, guys. This is the Tim Black Show. We do this every day, 9:30 p.m., 10 o'clock. Excuse my lateness, my tardiness today. This is crazy. It's so much information. There's so much to get to. We cover U.S. politics. We cover breaking news. We cover Black culture right here on this channel. I want to say what's up to my moderator, Buck Bewley, and to all the people that support the show. Thank you for supporting the show. I appreciate you being here. We're going to get into it. Let's go. Let's jump off that's the topic tonight is Mayor Eric Adams. This show is brought to you by presidentialimpact.com. It's a free ebook that'll give you examples of presidents and let you understand exactly what kind of power a president has. A president does not have to just wait on Congress, sit there and twiddle his thumbs till Congress passes legislation. No, this is bogus. A president can get done a lot of things if they want to get done. If they want to get something done, more than likely it can get done. Okay? So go to presidentialimpact.com, get your free ebook. Don't listen to Democratic shills telling you, oh, don't hold the president accountable. It's not his fault. No. They're just a little kid in a job and they can't do anything. And yeah, right. Go to presidentialimpact.com. What else? Let's jump right into it. So yesterday, once again, we were doing this show live. And I haven't had an opportunity really to take a look out there to see what other people were doing with the wind was blowing. I don't care how the wind's blowing. I saw a couple thumbnails while I'm downloading clips that I want to play for you to bring you up to speed about Mayor Eric Adams. I want to bring you back up to speed on this. I saw some clips and it was all kind of pointing one way. So you know me, I feel a very strong tinge, a pull to go the other way. Yeah, when everybody's going one way, I want to go the other way. At least I want to check out the other way, because I think of people are just like being herded one way. And a lot of times people do it just because they want to make a couple bucks off you. Yeah, they want to make a couple bucks off you, and they know you got an emotional thing going on. So right now, it's very in for a certain group of the internet to go migrant, 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 migrant. I have no problems calling out the migrant issues. No problems at all. Don't care if I lose people, whatever. Sometimes the truth hurts. So here's what it is. If you want to call it xenophobic, fine. One man's xenophobia is another man's just trying to take care of his family. Fine. Be well. Do well, be well. Everyone has a platform. They choose to use it the way they choose to use it. But what I don't do is just chalk everything up to migrants. Because not everything is migrants. And not everything is done because of migrants. Now, some things are. So that's why we're going to get into this. I'm going to make a bold prediction. We don't really know shit. Unless you are part of the New York U.S. District Court of the Southern District of New York, you really don't know nothing other than what you're being told. Okay, I got the indictment right here on my desk. Unless you help do this, create this document, file this document, unless you're working on the case, you're going off of what you think and what other people say or whatever. You're going off the reporting like everyone else. Be that the case, it should go without saying, but we're going to say it anyway, guys. Mayor Eric Adams is innocent until proven guilty. Will be proven guilty in a court of law. I cannot indict him. I am not. These are my thoughts. This is where my analysis leads us. You have your thoughts. I have my thoughts. That's it. What is true and what is not true, hopefully will bear out in the court of law, and then we can find out who was right. Goes for everyone. First clip I want to play you is, let's just talk about the indictment itself, okay? Because that's important. I think people need to know what's happening right now. This is the news right now, okay? So right now, here goes the charges that Mayor Eric Adams faces, okay? Let's go check it out.
According to the indictment, Adams, quote, sought and accepted improper valuable benefits, such as luxury international travel, including from wealthy foreign business people and at least one Turkish government official seeking to gain influence over him. Eric Adams also sought and received other improper benefits from some of the same co-conspirators who funneled straw donations to his campaign. Prosecutors say that eventually Turkish officials called in the favor. Once again, from the indictment, quote, in September 2021, the Turkish official told Eric Adams that it was his turn to repay the Turkish official by pressuring the New York City Fire Department to facilitate the opening of a new Turkish consular building, a 36.
Hold on a second, Johnson. Let's look at dates. Let's look at the dates. Okay, because this is important. It says September 2021. September 2021, okay? He not only accepted, but he sought out. This is the indictment. He not only accepted, but he sought out. That ain't a person buying drugs. That's a person going up to people going, you know, hey, man, you got any drugs? Got any uppers, any downers, any amphetamines, any got any crack, any heroin, any smack? That's the guy running up, knocking on doors, looking for money. Give me a bribe. Somebody bribe me, please. I'm trying to build up funds. If you need something, holler at your boy. Okay, so let's be clear here. This is not somebody sitting here and bad things are happening to them and they're strapped for cash, and just so happened a little birdie taps him on the shoulder. Now, this is all alleged. I can't I'm not a part of the investigation team. I didn't write the indictment. This is based on the indictment, okay? But I just had a spidey sense tell me there are people that are making it seem like this guy's just picked him out of a hat. If this is true, now if this is all bogus, say, they need to be brought up on charges for bogus charges. But let's pump the brakes for a second to think about what we're saying here. This is heavy shit. A sitting mayor had been under investigation. It says here, in 2014, Eric Adams, the defendant, became Brooklyn Borough president. They was looking at him since 2014. Way before he was mayor, way before some of the other things that we're going to touch on about migrants and what have you. In fact, though we want to go back to this clip, I want people to I want people to really acknowledge, here goes Mayor Eric Adams running for mayor. Look at the criticism he was getting from fellow campaigners. What do they call it?
We all know that you've been investigated for corruption everywhere you've gone. City, state, even Barack Obama's Department of Justice investigated you. You've achieved the rare trifecta of corruption investigations. Is that really what we want in the next mayor? You think you're going to enter City Hall and it's going to be different? We all know it's going to be exactly the same. That's why so many people on the stage don't want you to be mayor. Like everywhere you've gone, Eric, people look and see that you don't pay attention to the rules of the road. You're unprincipled. You know, like you actually advised New Yorkers last summer to go confront their neighbors over illicit fireworks, and a woman followed your advice, Shatavia Walls, and she lost her life.
Damn. Okay, so once again, I just want to put it in context. It's fun to jump out and get a lot of viewership. It's fun to jump on a hot topic. What's not so fun is to be embarrassed. And by the way, he wasn't arrested, he was indicted. He hasn't been arrested. Been charged. And there's a distinction, but it's a distinction that's hasn't gone to court yet. They got charges. Okay, so let's go back to so now we know where we are. This ain't no new stuff. This ain't brand new. This is the guy. The thing.
A skyscraper without a fire inspection in time for a high-profile visit by Turkey's president. At the time, the building would have failed an FDNY inspection. In exchange for free travel and other travel-related bribes in 2021 and 2022, arranged by the Turkish official, Adams did as instructed. Adams, now the first sitting mayor in the city's history to be indicted, is denying the charges and insisting he will remain in office.
I ask New Yorkers to wait to hear our defense before making any judgments. I will continue to do the job for 8.3 million New Yorkers that I was elected to do.
That's where we start today with some of our favorite reporters and friends, all here at the table with me. State Attorney for...
Okay, so I think that's where we're going to bow out of that clip. I think we got all we need to get out of that clip. Let's talk a little bit about the charges. Okay. One of the major charges that I've seen people making comment about is the straw man, the straw donations, the $10 million, okay, of illegal campaign contributions that he received, allegedly. Everything that I'm going to say here tonight is going to be allegedly. When I get to my time for my opinion, you know the difference. So that people understand what we talk about when we say straw donations. Here goes the little clip explaining that, hey, gods of AI, could you please explain to the good people what a straw donation is?
Tim, here's the definition. A straw donation, in simple terms, is when someone gives money to a political campaign or organization through another person to hide the true source of the funds. Here's a basic example. Person A wants to donate to a politician, but doesn't want their name associated with the donation. Person A gives money to person B. Person B then donates that money to the politician, pretending it's their own contribution. This practice is generally illegal in most countries, with campaign finance laws, as it's meant to bypass contribution limits or hide the real donor's identity. It's called a straw donation because, like a straw man, the apparent donor is just a front for the real source of the money.
Okay. So what Mayor Eric Adams was doing, it sounds like it's something that many others have done. Many others have done the same thing. This is not a new thing. Okay, this is, hell, it sounds a lot like Clarence Thomas right now. It may sound a lot like a lot of politicians, actually. I mean, you got to prove it. It's against the law, so you got to prove it. But wasn't Clarence Thomas doing the same thing? He's getting gifts. Did they find a favor behind the gifts? Here they have, according to this indictment, they have explicit facts of gifts being exchanged. Quid pro pro, something for something. You got this, you gave them that. You got this, you gave them that. Once again, in 2014, Adams became borough president. Thereafter, for nearly a decade, Adams sought and accepted improper valuable gifts, benefits such as luxury international travel from wealthy foreign business people, and at least one Turkish government official seeking to gain influence over him. That's the one you just heard about. But by 2018, Adams, who had then made known his plans to run for mayor of New York, not only accepted but sought illegal campaign contributions to his 2021 mayoral campaign. The guy started taking bribes to run for mayor. One thing I want to point out, guys, that our system is so corrupt that if you don't take bribes, you probably can't run for mayor. Not in New York. You might be able to run in my shitty town or your quiet little quaint town, if you call it that. You know what I'm saying? But you can't run in New York without a lot of money. And that's part of the problem with our political system. I don't want to make him a martyr for that. He's not a victim. We're all victims. We're victims of our election process. I hate it. It's garbage. It creates corruption. Man, you can come into politics as a good guy, a good woman, a good person, a good human being, and it will twist you and morph you into something. I remember talking to someone about this, and I was saying, wow, this candidate, because I used to bring a lot of candidates on my show. This show was very, very political. And the people would be running for office, and they would come on the Tim Black Show, and I'd interview them, and they would get donations from people who watched the show. So this became a popular show to make a campaign stop. Would help you build up your grassroots. Would help you be able to raise money to run, which is very important for candidates. The only problem was I didn't really know the candidates that well. It's hard to vet candidates, yada, 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 yada. You're kind of co-signing people when you bring them on your channel and they're raising money. I had one guy who had worked on a number of campaigns. And we were talking about how candidates, some people that run, kind of don't really need to run. You know, it kind of seems like Marcus Farrell is his name. Marcus Farrell came on the show. He worked on the Bernie Sanders campaign, which was a campaign that had a lot of money. Bernie Sanders raised a lot of money, okay? And so that wasn't his problem. Bernie had money. But there are people that are running that I felt in other, smaller races for other seats across the country, and sometimes they didn't have any name recognition at all. They hadn't really worked in politics at all, did any public-facing work at all, hadn't done a podcast, done shows, done anything, but one day decided, hey, I want to run. And I felt they should kind of build themselves up to the point of running. And Marcus Farrell dropped this dime on me. Marcus said, Tim, I'll take a green person over a seasoned politician any day. I said, what? He said, yeah, I'll take a green person, someone brand new to the system who don't know jack shit. I'll take them over somebody with 20 years experience in politics. Why? Because maybe they really want to do what they want to do. You know? Maybe they're sincere. They may be horrible. He ain't call them horrible. Maybe they'll have a lot to learn, Tim, but they're more than likely more honest and more committed. It'll be less willing to take the money and run. By the time Mayor Eric Adams, by the time borough president, or whatever he was at this time, by 2018, by the time he decided to run for mayor, he was already taking money. He started way back. He'd already take gifts, other types of hookups in his capacity of whatever positions he was in. Adams' prominence and power grew. His foreign national benefactors sought to cash in on their corrupt relationships with him, particularly which in 2021 became clear that Adams would become New York City's mayor. When it was clear that he was the front runner for mayor, it started pouring in. Adams agreed, providing favorable treatment in exchange for the illicit benefits he received. After his inauguration as mayor of New York City, Adams soon began preparing for his next election. This is textbook. This right here is not unique to Adams. This is what they do. Folks, our system, once again, guys, I just got to keep reminding you, the system is every bit as much of a problem. I ain't going to say it's most of the problem. But our system is so garbage. I've heard this story so many times. I know this story. In fact, this is just confirmation of all the other stories I've done on this. Because those people weren't indicted. And I'd say, man, one of the things that politicians end up having to do is they have to spend most of their time raising money. They're not even spending most of their time working for you. Most of the time, they're dialing for dollars, trying to get donations, because almost 90% of the time, the candidate with the most money wins the election. I don't give a damn what their policies are. The person with the most money wins the election. And why is that? Because you get to put out ads and paint your challenger any way you want to. Once people make their mind up about what a person is, it's a wrap for them. So if you can reach the audience and say, this person's horrible, this person really stinks, they're, whatever narrative, whatever smearing you want to do, if you do enough of that, you will poison the well. And it'll be very difficult for people to go and change their minds. This is what has happened to Trump. 8 years of negative publicity. The guy can get almost killed twice, and people be like, yeah, whatever, man. What else is going on? Probably brought it on himself. Because when you smear a person, when you have the money or the media power to put it on every network for 8 years straight, people believe whatever you tell them. They won't listen to the person anymore. It's a wrap. Their minds have been made up long ago. You can prove a point, and they get mad when you prove a point. Hey, but they lied about the Charlottesville. They're like, so what? They get mad at me for saying it. Oh, you must like the guy. No, I'm telling you the truth. Now you're interfering with their belief system by telling them, no, that's not true. They lied on him. I don't want to believe that because I so long believed they were telling me the truth, so I can't believe they were lying. So this is what happens. So what I'm saying is, in politics, folks, as in this indictment is saying, Adams began, as soon as he got elected, he started building more money. He started going after more donations. This is him, but this is the system. He solicited more legal contributions, began granting requests from those who supported his 2021 mayoral campaign with donations. I'm still on the first page. Okay? And right now, you know more than most of America. You know more than most America knows about this case right now. You are the proud few people. Those people that are watching right now, hit the like button. You know more than most people will ever know about this case, because they're going to just get sound bites from CNN and talk a lot of shit on the bus or at the break room or at the coffee machine or with their friends or on wherever they go, online, in threads, and not know anything, because this is not tantalizing. But it's important, if you're going to be a person that talks about something, to kind of know what you're talking about. It's important to kind of get the facts, and also to understand that this ain't just Mayor Eric Adams. This is the system. I see people being vehemently upset with Mayor Eric Adams. I saw this one sister giving him the business on the Breakfast Club, and she was going off and going off and going off, calling him a bigot and a xenophobe and all these things. And he just kept saying, look, I've been in office 2 years. New York's been shit for 50 years. I'm trying. It's garbage. And you know it was garbage. But she was really upset because he was blaming migrants. She was less upset, it appeared to me, that the city was shitty, that it was abusive to black people in particular, that it was a history of stop and frisk and over-policing and broken windows policing, that had existed for decade upon decade upon decade upon decade. She was less upset about that than she was the fact he was blaming the influx of migrants for lack of resources. Just an observation. Eric Adams sought and accepted illegal campaign contributions in the form of nominee or straw contributions, meaning true contributors conveyed their money through nominal donors, who falsely certified they were contributing their own money. I wonder if those people are also guilty of committing crimes. I guess they are, aren't they? If they pass you some money and say, okay, give it to, you donate it, you're a part of a conspiracy. That's an illegal act, and you just facilitated it. Oh, New York, New York, New York is going to be busy, isn't it? By smuggling their contributions to Adams through U.S.-based straw donors, Adams' overseas contributions defeated federal laws that serve to prevent foreign influence on U.S. elections. This, my friends, see, this is why I love this type of story. I love it because it pulls the cover back on all the BS. See, for 10 years, I've been saying that Jill Stein is a foreign working with Russia. Where's the foreign money? I said it yesterday. Where's the foreign money? Where are the donations? Don't tell me a person's working with a country against the interests of America just because they want to run, just because she's running against the Democrats. They got to attach a smear on her name. You all know I'm a Dr. Cornel West supporter. There's been major beef between Dr. Cornel West and Jill Stein and Dr. Cornel West. I still consider Dr. West a friend and his wife as well. I haven't talked to Jill Stein in years. But from what I know, what I remember, she was good people. But when they say that Jill Stein is working with the Russians, but they don't produce any of this, if Jill Stein's working with the Russians, where's the Russian money? Where's the money that's being funneled from Putin to Jill Stein? Where's the straw man donations? We got them right here on Eric Adams. You mean to tell me you don't think it never crossed anyone's mind? I think Jill's out of Boston, that maybe they would investigate her. They sat on this. They've been working on this for 10 years. So what I'm saying is also good to do a story like this. I'm going to go to some more clips now. I don't want to bore you with all this, but I want you to understand, please get it. Sometimes you got to work the other way. Sometimes you get a Mayor Eric Adams and this exposes them. But sometimes it also unexposes people. Because if they had any of this on anybody that they didn't like, they bring it. They would bring this. If they had this on Dr. Jill Stein, if they had this on Dr. Cornel West, they'd bring it. Stop listening to liars and plants and trolls and smear merchants. Stop listening to them. Ain't nobody being spared anything. If they don't like third parties, they don't like commentators that call shit out. If they had something on 10 Black, they bring it. You don't think I'm on the radar? Been doing this 10 years. You don't call Joy Reid a piece of shit and people just go, oh, well, whatever. You don't go after Kamala Harris the way I have and just people go, oh, whatever. Very good, very good, very good. Just First Amendment rights being exercised. I love that spirited, milk-dud-head black guy. He's amazing. He's funny as hell. Let him keep doing this thing. Nah, they try to shut you down and take everything you own. That's what they do. The only reason why we're able to do this is because we're not dirty. Because if we were dirty, we'd be gone. There was nothing they want more than to bring you down when you are a problem. They were already bringing Mayor Eric Adams down. And I hate to bite my own lead off here, guys. I got to tell you, I'm a little disappointed in the quality of the investigative work and the deductive reasoning of some of my counterparts, my colleagues in the independent media space. Fool. Mayor Eric Adams is no angel. He ain't just call out migrants when he did just to do it. He saw his house on fire, and he knows one way to help save yourself is all of a sudden become extra bliggity black. I'm tired of black people falling for the banana in the tailpipe on this shit. Don Lemon did the same thing. He went from saying black people need to pull their pants up. He went from criticizing black people about throwing trash in their neighborhood as if other neighborhoods don't throw trash. So all of a sudden being pro-black. And I'm going to take on Vivek and tell him how wrong he is to go after the blacks. He was already knowing he saw the handwriting on the wall, Goofy. See the handwriting on the wall, and all of a sudden people start wearing dashikis. You see Eric Adams surrounded by black people there on his podium? You don't think he couldn't have called a couple white people to join him? He wants the optics to make it look like they're taking another brother down. Black power. Eric Adams was blue. Eric Adams is blue, he ain't black. It's been that way for quite some time. Next clip. I feel like I'm talking too much. Let's go to Mayor Eric Adams. Let's go. This is the popular sentiment, and I want to give it some air. I want to give it some play because they're all black Americans. Some brothers and sisters out there that are pissed off with me right there. They're going, Tim Black, come on, man. Yeah, Eric Adams, blah, blah, blah. But that brother, man, you know the system. You know how it does us. True. Here goes. Kwame Kilpatrick.
Good morning, family. I see that the feds are at it again. They've indicted and formally charged Eric Adams, mayor of New York. My heart and prayers go out to him and his family because they in for a dogfight. You know, it brought back some eerie feelings for me because those were the first charges in my case, illegal campaign contributions.
I wonder if they were accurate. Have you denied that they were accurate, sir? Yeah, I know we black, and I know black people got it harder. They go at us a certain way, and they make an example of us. I know all of that. But are you saying they were inaccurate? That's all I'm trying to get to here. Because we already agree black people got it harder. We already agree, you know, you're gonna make an example out your ass. I get it. I'm not denying that. But what I'm saying, are you agreeing or are you disagreeing that you would take campaign donations you shouldn't have took, Kilpatrick? That's all I'm saying. Were you or were you not? I know white boys do it. I know Latino boys do it. I know Asian boys do it. I know women do it. I know. I ain't asked you all that. I'm asking, were you doing it? See, we gotta give beyond hey, everybody else doing it. Why they come get me? Because it's your time. That's why. And you knew that going in that you was black. You ain't wake up one day at a job and go, oh shit. Folks, Jesus. Hey babe, guess what? I'm black. I didn't know it until today. Damn it, I've been mayor. I've been, mayor for 2 years and I just realized I'm black. I better be careful. They're going to be gunning for me. Mofo, you knew that when you was in grade school. You knew that when you were out in your big wheel, your green machine. You grabbed the stick shift to spin it around, and your green machine, it broke in half because it was cheap, because you was black, and you always had to fight. You always had the lesser. Well, some of us didn't grow up lesser, actually, right? Some of us did okay. But anyway, the point is, I understand we are behind the 8 ball. But the same thing I say with Diddy, the same thing I say with all these brothers, did you do it? Did you do it or not? And see, here's the thing, when they do it, they're also doing it to us. See, this is the problem I got with the people that want to be pro-black, and I think they're going about it the wrong way. I understand the sentiment. You want to say, man, black people be having it bad. They be going after brothers. They be doing this. They be doing that. They always go after, okay. Who are those brothers taking advantage of when they're doing this shit? Because it doesn't sound to me like you're denying that they broke the law. It doesn't sound to me like you're denying that they committed wrongdoing. You're saying they ain't the only ones. And that's not the same thing as being innocent, is it? That means they need to go get everybody. Then come back and get him? Is that what you're saying? That means they got to go everybody. It's sort of like when you're speeding, right? And you ain't the only one out there speeding, but they got you, and you go, hey, why'd they get me? Why me? You know what I'm saying? Why are you racially profiling the brother? Is that what's going on there? You racially profiling me? And maybe they are. Were you speeding though? I know both are wrong. And what I'm saying is, if you can avoid certain shit, you try to avoid it. Listen to Kilpatrick. It's going to get worse. It's going to get worse.
None of those charges made it to the courtroom. They were later dropped, but it gave the feds the entrance point to start the J. Edgar Hoover treatment on the people that they wanted to break down. Yeah, they bring them in, they show them pictures of their children, they tell them they're going to be in a larger conspiracy, go to prison if they don't just sign this statement saying that he did this. And most of them do, all of them do, really. And then they absolve themselves from prosecution. I want you to see also that it's the Democratic Party going after another black mayor. This happens all over the country: Texas, Oklahoma, California, Florida, New Orleans, Detroit, Chicago. It's happening all over the country. Now, New York, if you unashamed and unabashed and strong enough to say, no, I'm independently working for these people and looking after their interests, the first thing they're going to do is turn you against those people. Yeah, it's a textbook thing. J. Edgar Hoover, wizard, wicked genius. Listen, if black lives really matter, they better start mattering to black people, because we the worst haters of ourselves than anybody.
Kwame Kilpatrick. I mean, I would read all the shit that's listed here. 24 federal felony counts. Mail fraud, wire fraud, racketeering. He was sentenced to 28 years. Trump commuted his sentence. Kilpatrick had served 76 months of his 336-month sentence. I'm not going to deny that he's got a point. He's got a point. He's got a point. Black people don't like black people stabbing him in the back. And he doesn't like black people stabbing him in the back. But you see, it's a circle because the people of Michigan felt you stabbed them in the back. And the only person that really knows is you, right? And would you ever really tell us? Would you really tell us if you really did commit wire fraud, or was it all a setup? Were you really trying to, I love Marion Barry, what he did for the people in D.C. I sat over in Maryland looking at people get summer jobs. All the kids in D.C. got summer jobs. Single moms end up being able to get in the government and be trained and get GS7, start out at GS5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. They were able to lift themselves out of being working poor or poverty or the system. That was because of Marion Barry. That don't mean Marion Barry wasn't sleeping with prostitutes and doing drugs, though, doing coke. And I know everyone was doing it. Okay? I know. That hotel they caught Marion Barry in was a hotel that people went there and did that. They could have went to the next door and caught another congressperson or public official doing the same damn thing Marion Barry was doing. That hotel is famous, infamous for that activity. That's what it was, the Mayflower Hotel. I think they still use it for that purpose. People would go there during the day, get tore down and hire hookers. If you in D.C. and you worked in government or anything related to it, you know. So New York is just as corrupt, man. New York is as corrupt as D.C. Every city, every place of power is corrupt. And all I can say is, yes, he's right. I'm not going to deny it. But when it's your time, it's your time. When they come for you hard. And there are white people doing time too. There was a white guy, I think it was out of New Orleans, or the guy who tried to sell Obama a seat, they locked his ass up. Blagojevich, they locked his ass up too. He got some time. And Trump pardoned him too. Because maybe Trump saw it as just another person playing the game the way the game was, doing what everybody else did, and for some reason somebody decided we want to get him. And what happens is somebody says, I can make a name for myself, I can further my career, and they can use you as an example. Folks, it's like, you ever see the animal films where they got the lions or the cheetahs or whatever hunting the gazelle or the wildebeest, and they're sitting out there on the plains and they're watching the animals run. It's sitting there watching in the thicket of the Serengeti. These are what the DAs do, the AADAs, whatever. This is what they do. They sit there. Hey. There go one, Bob. Which one? Which one, Eric? That one over there, man. Yeah. Look a little slow. You look slow? You look slow? Yeah. Look real slow. So how the family doing, man? Oh, man, everything's going to find me. And Betsy, she done all right, man. She holding out on me, but she know. Yeah. She cleaned up the den. Yeah, she cleaned it up a little bit, man, you know. When you're in the outhouse, you're in the outhouse with her, you know that. Sleeping on the couch, on the edge of the den because, you got caught cheating. That happens. It'll blow over. Give it a couple more weeks. I'm giving it time, but she's still, shh. Yeah, hold on. Hold that thought. Yeah. You ready? Pew! And they rush off. And they get the wildebeest, they tell the wildebeest, they tell it by the neck, and then it's over. Dinner served. But there was a whole bunch of wildebeest running by. There's a whole bunch of wildebeest running by. They could have got any of them. And just so happened, black wildebeest run slower. They have structural impediments like money and less favors owed to them. But believe me, it's a field of wildebeest. It's a field of corruption. I'm going to keep going, guys, but we got to keep in mind it's a systemic thing. What Mr. Kilpatrick is saying here is I'm not disagreeing with him at all. I'm agreeing with him. That don't make you innocent, though. That makes you just as bad as everybody else. Get it? There are other black people taking kickbacks that never see jail time. Here in Maryland, we had a county executive, him and his wife go down for the same shit. The same exact things. Kickbacks, corruption, racketeering, same exact things. She put the money in it. They caught her. And she had $100,000 in her bra, in her underwear and shit. They were trying to leave the country. Anyway, I'm going to keep going. Here goes, what Patrick was saying is true, man. But the people of New York are upset because Eric Adams wasn't he wasn't Marion Barry. He was not Mayor Marion Barry. He was not doing all the great shit that Mayor Marion Barry did. Some people just want to put Eric out. I don't think he's done enough to be considered that. You could be an imperfect soldier fighting for the people. Nobody's perfect, right? MLK had women on the side. I don't know. Everybody's, people got flaws. Okay. You ain't got to be perfect to serve the people. What has Eric Adams done for the people, though? I can list you things Mayor Marion Barry had done. I don't know what Mr. Kilpatrick did, but I know what Mayor Marion Barry did. They still came for him. And maybe that's why they came for him. Get what I'm saying? Because he was doing things. He was making a certain amount of government contracts slated for black small business. Okay? That's what he was doing. And a lot of good old boys did not like that shit. First of all, they didn't like the fact they couldn't keep D.C. under their thumb with him in office. But here goes the people of New York, not busting people from other places like at a Kamala Harris rally. This is the people of New York talking about Mayor Eric Adams at his own press conference.
New York saying that this is not a black day. This is not a black day. The greater New York saying that this is not a black day. This is not a black day. This is a youth thing. This is a youth thing, Eric Adams. This is not a black day. Your policies are anti-black. You are a disgrace to all black people in this city. The things that you have done are unconscionable. You hurt our schools. Our streets are dirty. Our children are harassed by the police. This is ridiculous. This is ridiculous. You can shush me all you want, but the people are with us. And this is not a black day. This is a justice day.
First of all, I want to thank you for being here this morning. And I want to thank the supporters of all ethnic groups.
Yeah, that brother, that's just one person. It sounded like one person. It could have been more people, though. I don't know. It sounded like one person talking. He's not shouting, hey, you did all these great things for us, and they're coming for you because you did all this great work for us. I just don't like it when brothers are trying to get credit for shit they ain't done. And then when it's their time, when the jig is up, all of a sudden they want to cloak themselves in blackness and say, all right, black people ride for us, because we will ride for our people who are getting a raw deal, because we know what that's like. We know we are black in America, and we share this experience. And we know what's happening, how we can be attacked, and how we can be set up. Okay? We know that. But what I've seen too many times is there will be somebody who has not earned that, who hasn't done that type of work, who's making these types of claims now because they're in hot water. But before the hot water, they was, I'm not the president of Black America. I'm the president of America. I'm not the mayor of Black Chicago. I'm the mayor of Chicago. I'm not the black mayor of New York. I'm the people of New York, and I'm serving. Now, when you in shit and things are looking bad, you start sounding like this, like you got a Negro spiritual playing behind you.
We are not surprised. We expected this. This is not surprising to us at all. The actions that have unfolded over the last 10 months, the leaks, the commentary, the demonizing, this did not surprise us that we reached this day. And I ask New Yorkers to wait to hear our defense before making any judgments. In about 30 minutes, you're going to hear a story of the case that is in front of us. The story will come from the federal prosecutors. And I ask to wait and hear our side to this narrative. From here, my attorneys will take care of the case so I can take care of the city. My day-to-day will not change. I will continue to do the job for 8.3 million New Yorkers.
Yeah, man, I'm sorry, man. It's just, when I was covering Eric Adams all these years, man, I was disappointed that he won. I was disappointed in the way he was conducting his office. I felt that Mayor Eric Adams was full of it. I didn't like the whole, we got the New York swag thing, and New York swagger, and just a bunch of posts, a bunch of posturing without a bunch of work. If you're going to put in a bunch of work, let that be your bragging rights. But he was doing a whole lot of bragging, and I felt he had to earn the right to do all that bragging. He was doing a whole lot of showboating, you know what I'm saying? And I didn't see what he was doing that made New York so great, or made New York so exceptional, where he was allowed or should be allowed that opportunity or that respect or those types of props. What was he doing? Now, once again, the man gets to have his day in court. Kilpatrick say those charges they brought against me was just giving them an opportunity to find other shit on them. Did they find other stuff on you? They did. Mayor Eric Adams, this is what they had on him too? A little bit different because Kilpatrick was actually found guilty of wire fraud. Now we're going to say he didn't do it? Okay. I'm telling you, the entire system is corrupt. I think if you throw a rock at any politician, probably in New York, you'd hit somebody. If you put a line of New York politicians in a row, you threw a rock at the guilty one, no matter where you threw, you'd hit one that was guilty. I'm just saying that's what I think. Because politics in general is such a complex, full of complex, I don't know. It's full of a lot of dirty people doing a lot of dirty stuff in a system that's dirty. And they're fighting it. They're in a mud fight, and you want to stay clean in the mud fight, and it's impossible. The only way not to get dirty in a mud fight is not to participate in said mud fight, which is not being that business, because that's the business of politics. That's what it does. And if you can't raise money, you will not win. So people are really, even the best intentioned person is going to be tested. Okay, so now let's flip the script. Let's go the other way. Once again, I'm not saying the man is guilty or innocent. I want to present it all, lay it out, and at the end, I give you some more opinions. I'm not saying this was wrong to do. I'm not saying he's wrong for what he's saying here. But what I'm saying, the timing of it is suspect, now knowing he was under investigation the whole damn time.
And let me tell you something, New Yorkers. Never in my life have I had a problem that I did not see an ending to. I don't see an ending to this. I don't see an ending to this. This issue will destroy New York City. Destroy New York City. We're getting 10,000 migrants a month. One time we were just getting Venezuela. Now we're getting Ecuador. Now we're getting Russian speaking coming through Mexico. Now we're getting Western Africa. Now we're getting people from all over the globe have made their minds up that they're going to come through the southern part of the border and come into New York City. And everyone is saying it's New York City's problem. Every community in this city is going to be impacted. We had a $12 billion deficit that we're going to have to cut. Every service in this city is going to be impacted.
Now, see, when people were criticizing Mayor Eric Adams, I wondered if they were criticizing him back when he was doing this, right? I was wondering if they're criticizing him for things he can't control. He can't just opt out. He's going to get into that, but he can't just opt out and say, okay, they're making, we have this budget crunch that's going on because of migrants that are coming here, and I can't just turn them away. I have to accept them, and this is what we have to do. I need you to help me fight the federal government. And people say that was enough to get his card pulled. He got his card punched. They're trying to cut off his water because he got out of order. I can't say it's wrong. I can't say that that's an incorrect statement. I don't know. Do I think if you make trouble for people, that they will come for you? Don't come for me unless I send for you. Was this Eric Adams sending for them, or was Eric Adams doing this because he knew the handwriting on the wall? Only Eric Adams really knows, right? There's two ways to go here. Was this posturing because he knew what was coming? So fuck it. Go out fighting? Or is this actually a brother sincere in fighting for New York and not getting any help from the federal government?
All of us. And so I say to you, as I turn it over to you, this is some of the most educated, some of the most knowledgeable, probably more of my commissioners and deputy commissioners and chiefs live in this community. So as you asked me a question about migrants, tell me what role you played. How many of you organized to stop what they're doing to us? How many of you were part of the movement to say, we're seeing what this mayor is trying to do and they're destroying New York City? It's going to come to your neighborhoods. All of us are going to be impacted by this.
That's not the only time he did it. This one was popular. But then I saw this one, and I said, well, damn, you know what? Eric Adams went out swinging.
In the erosion of the quality of life that we've improved on in such a short period of time of this administration. And we have been impacted. For many months, we were able to keep the visualization of this crisis from hitting our streets, but we have reached a breaking point. We're no longer able to do that because of the volume in numbers. Just last week, we had 3,900 people that arrived here. We are averaging anywhere from 2,500 to close to 4,000 a week. And if you do the math, you see that's 8,000 every 2 weeks, potentially 16,000 a month that we must feed, clothe, house, educate children, and all the services that you would give a normal adult. And we're seeing that play out on our streets of New York. And that is what the breaking point looks like, what we are experiencing right now.
I started off, I told you guys, there's no easy answer to this. I'm not saying I got all the answers. What I'm saying is, I don't just see it one way. I don't see it cut and dry. I don't see it just, oh, he's fighting for the migrants. So now they're upset that he's pushing back about the influx of migrants coming into the country. There's also this. It's not just the money he took. It's not just the favors he got. It's not just the straw donations. It's the matching funds. See, matching funds is public money. Okay? So if you raise, here it goes. Eric Adams, a defendant, compounded his gains from straw contributions by using them to defraud New York City and steal public funds. New York City has a matching funds program that matches small dollar contributions from individual city residents with up to 8 times their amount in public funds to give New Yorkers a greater voice in elections. So if you were a New York resident and you gave me $100, the city of New York would the city of New York would give me up to $800 for your $100 contribution. New York City has a matching funds program that matches small dollar contributions from individual city residents with up to 8 times their amount in public funds. Adams' campaign applied for matching funds based on known straw donations, fraudulently obtaining as much as $2,000 in public funds for each illegal contribution. Adams and those working at his direction falsely certified compliance with applicable laws, campaign finance regulations. As a result of those false certifications, Adams' 2021 mayoral campaign received more than $10 million in public funds. I'll stop there. That's just page 2. And that's not even all of page 2. This is 59 pages. Okay, 59 pages. So, hey, I don't know. Is it possible that there could be a little bit of each? It could be a little bit of maybe Mayor Eric Adams did shake the wrong trees. He did make some enemies when he was going after the federal government and when he was pointing out the issues they were having in New York. Maybe that's possible, right? Maybe it's 3 things. Maybe it's possible Mayor Eric Adams is a scumbag when it comes to how his office handled a lot of issues that impacted working people in New York. Maybe it's possible he was those things and that he was corrupt. He had a crowd of corruption hanging over his head before he even got to New York as mayor, when he was borough president or whatever. But it's also possible that there was also an issue when he went after the migrants, when he got public, when he got on his soapbox, when he started bringing unnecessary attention to the elites, what they felt was unnecessary attention to the migrant situation that also helped sink Biden. So we got 3 things going on. A mayor that did some shady stuff. A mayor that's might be righteous about the resources that they don't have, that they have to spend on the migrants. And also, he took money he shouldn't have took. He was also part of a money scheme. Basically, money laundering or every finance campaign contribution schemes, straw donations that culminated into $10 million fraudulently obtained in public funds. Maybe all those things are true. And you know what, guys? Not maybe, definitely. He ain't the only one that's done this. Definitely. He's not the only public official, right, who's sought office, who has taken money and who has taken bribes. This is a very big country. It's a lot going on every minute of every day. Folks, I think people don't wrap their head around how big America is. I say this all the time, man, to my friends in the offline life. Man, one of the worst statements that I hear people say is, they did this to cover up, to distract us from this. They did that to distract us from that. Folks, there is so much shit going on every day. Do you realize how many people there are in America? Hundreds of millions of people. All types of corruption and all types of felonious, homicidal, all types of anything your mind can conceive of chicanery, blasphemy, like horrible, and also beautiful, amazing, fantastic, honorable, courageous. All these things, mundane, people just going to work, riding the bus, walking the doggy, people stealing doggies, people cooking doggies, people stalking, people working hard, people doing great things, people walking an old lady across the street to somebody running over an old lady, pushing the old lady down the steps, abusing a senior in a senior's home, to kids being abused or trafficked, to kids being saved, and people being in communities standing up. All these things are happening all the time. The news is merely just a snapshot of one incident being grabbed for one moment that hits a couple of hot buttons to make money for the news entity, because the news entity is a for-profit business. Don't misconstrue that as some type of sinister, diabolical attempt to distract you from some other diabolical shit that's going on. There is so much going on every day. You don't have the time nor the bandwidth to even know everything that's going on in your own city, let alone your own state, let alone the country, let alone the world. There's so much going on. So I don't think, I saw a thumbnail. Once again, I didn't have time to watch the content. They're trying to do this to distract from come up, dog. They've been looking at this guy for a while. Now, maybe New York decided to get him now for some reason. They decided to pull the trigger. I have no reason. I don't know why they pulled the trigger now. They didn't start working on this last week. Things kind of line up that way, and then they pull the trigger for various reasons. Same way they pulled the trigger on Diddy. I don't know if it's Diddy related. I don't know what's going on in New York. Why all of a sudden Diddy and then this guy? I don't know. But I don't want to see my people I don't want to see us falling for the okie doke. I'm not saying Mayor Eric Adams ain't black. I'm saying Mayor Eric Adams is blue. And I'm saying he's been blue a long time. And you don't become mayor of New York if you ain't playing ball to a certain extent. Radical people don't get into office and stay in office, right? Like, how do we get radical people that are really going against the system, who are going to have the ability to stay within the system to win in the system? How are honorable people with integrity going to get into a system that's this corrupt and then flourish in it enough to win the mayoral position in New York by being clean? How could that even happen? I question if it's even possible, folks. I question if they've got enough friends in high places, if they got people that want to shut them out, who won't just make sure this person's not a part of the club. We won't even allow them in. We won't even allow them on the ballot. It'll be a fight every way. People will find ways to contest your applications. People will find ways it's just so much corruption. It's everywhere.
Beach County, Florida. Dave Ehrenberg is here. Also,
this country, whether you like that or not, but also, is this going on in your community? And I think there's a real question about that. So all of those were themes that kind of popped out, as well as Adams's behavior. He had his phones taken by the FBI when they approached his detail. Then they had to subpoena for his personal phone. according to the indictment, he changes the password on that and then tells the FBI that he forgot the password that he just set. I'm reading from the indictment, and was unable to provide the FBI with a password that would unlock the phone. So it's going to the way he operates and the way he behaves. So if all of this is true, it's difficult, but I haven't talked about the NYPD investigation. I haven't talked about all the other members of his administration, top-level figures, first deputy mayor of public safety, schools chancellor, all of whom are related in some way. They have all had their phones taken or been searched. What happens with those investigations? So today feels more like a building block than it necessarily feels like the entire wall, and yet we're talking about the person at the top.
Tell us about the broader picture of an entire administration potentially paralyzed by those other investigations you alluded to.
Wow. Look. I'm just one person. I don't have the resources to go through everything myself, but I gotta imagine there's a lot more to this. That's all. It's a lot more to it. So, folks, what do you think about Mayor Eric Adams? Do you have enough information to form an opinion? I guess we all just have our gut feelings. You know, it strikes you a certain kind of way. And without having access to the facts, you know, it's hard to come up any one direction. But I tend to believe, and I hate to hedge, I tend to believe it's a little bit of both. But I don't believe all this is fabricated. I do not believe, just like with Diddy, I don't believe that Diddy didn't do anything. Yeah, I believe that there's other people throwing similar parties, and I believe a lot of people knew what Diddy was doing, and they looked the other way, and they were fine with it. That I 99.9% believe. Hell, I believe that 100%. But that doesn't mean Diddy didn't do it. That just means more people need to go. And for some reason, they're not. But Epstein's gone. Weinstein's in jail. Get what I'm saying? Say, oh, this is going out to Diddy because he's a black guy. Yeah, he is a black guy, and you're right, they go out to him. And maybe for some people, they should have got him 20 years earlier. Why was he able to operate with impunity for so long? See, that's what I'm on. I don't like people preying on the most vulnerable people in the country who don't have the means to really take you to court and fight you back. You know what I'm saying? And that's what Diddy was doing. And I believe he was doing that. I don't believe everybody's making it up. But there's always going to be that slither because of who we are historically in this country. When something like this happens, you always got to leave room for, yeah, but what if this is racially motivated to a certain extent, to set an example, to go after this? But it's possible. But once again, like my friend told me, like the old head told me, old head Leon told me, they can't drive you if you don't give them the keys to the car. You got to give them the keys first. And too many times we're giving people the keys. And if that, you got to be a choir boy, you got to be this, you got to be that, not to be in that situation where they can set you up. But I also strongly believe, guys, and I know I'm all over the place, so I got to say this. If they really want you, they put together some shit. You know, they really want you. If they really want you, I don't know if there's anything you can do, really. It's all about how hard you want to make it for them. How hard do you want to make it for them? Because if somebody really wants you, it's nothing they can do. I've had people threaten my life, and I called the cops. A couple years ago. And Facebook gets really, them good old boys on Facebook, they get crazy. And they were sending me direct messages, threatening my life and this and that, and this and that. And they told me straight up when I contacted Maryland police and I talked to them about it, was like, hey, like, sorry, Mr. Black, they would have to actually attempt to do something to you. Not be, you know, and then you contact us for us to do anything. Because we just don't have the manpower to protect, you know, to look into the shit. Block them, and just sit and wait. If they come do something, then hit us up. And then we can build your case because they made these threats. And that's just how it is. So somebody really wants you, they can get you, is what I'm saying. That's the whole point. They can take the hit. You got to be there to stop the hit when it comes. Because ain't nobody going to stop them from coming at you. You know what I'm saying? So I'm aware of that, folks. I'm aware of that. Let me know what you guys think. It's a hard one. I cannot in good conscience defend Eric Adams because he called out migrants. Yeah, put it this way. There are other cities where migrants were flooding. Did their mayor get arrested for this? Did their mayor get indicted on all these damn counts? Same thing happened? What about Chicago? What Brandon, well, I'm just asking. I don't know, all the other places. Springfield, Ohio's been in I don't know. Where are all the other mayors of all the other cities, all the sanctuary cities that complained or that have been in the news that are pushed back? Where are they and why aren't they indicted? I don't know. Someone will say, Tim, he was the most vocal. Was he the most vocal? Because he knew he was on the hot seat already, because he knew he was being investigated. Do you think Mayor Eric Adams didn't know they was coming for him? They had already seized phones. It just smells to me like it smelled with Don Lemon, when Don Lemon was like, oh, black this and black that. I'm like, why did he start doing that shit? This guy was sitting right here talking about black people are so homophobic and don't like gay people. Last time I heard, we ain't never stopped them from getting married or getting a wedding cake. What did we do to LGBTQ? We don't even have no power to stop gay people from pursuing their lives. And there's a lot of black gay people. What are you talking about? Black gay people are the most homophobic people. I thought it would be the people that stopped you from getting married all these years. Why are we the most homophobic? Oh, because we know the people you can say that about and nothing happens. How about the most homophobic people are the people that run the country that didn't let you have rights? That controlled that. We didn't control that. We couldn't give ourselves rights. How are we going to stop you from having rights, man? Think. But he said that for 10 years he was on that shit, and then for 6 months he goes on an I'm Black crusade, and all these people forgot all about all the shit he said for 10 years. Because for the last 6 months, he was on some, after he lost his time slot, and now had to do a show with a couple women he didn't like. He went from working in the night to working in the day. All these factors, no one even thought, well, maybe he didn't like that shit. Maybe they wanted to get rid of him, and that's what they do in corporate America. Instead of firing your ass, especially when they owe you all this money, they owe him like $20 million, they want to make him quit. So they make things uncomfortable. They demoralize him. They insult him. They shame him by taking his nighttime slot from him and putting him in the morning. Then they put him with 2 less seasoned people on either side and make him have a show with them. And you don't think he's like, I'm gonna get these more. You don't think, in corporate America, that's what they do. If they want to get rid of you, they'll just get rid of you. And your ass know you're about to be gotten rid of. You know they're working on getting rid of you. So then you start working on your exit plan. You start doing your off-ramping. You start doing your parachute. You start getting ready. You start laying your ducks in a row. You start prepping for your new agency. You start talking to your people, say, you're going to come with me. I'm going to have you. You're going to work with me. We're going to go on our own. We're going to do like Jerry Maguire when he left that one organization and started out his own shingle. And he's going to be prepared. And that's what happens. But a lot of Black Americans fell for that with Don Lemon. They fell for it. Because for the last 10 minutes of his career on CNN, he was going, black people, yay. And I'm looking at his record of not being that way at all and going, bullshit. man, you just hate a brother. Nah, man, I just paid attention. This is my industry. This dude knew he was out of there 18 months before they got rid of him. You don't get demoted from a primetime slot. So what I'm saying is Mayor Eric Adams, a federal investigation, he's the mayor, he knew it was happening. People's phones were seized. People were talking. Dog, I'm out. I'm gonna let it go. Let's go to comments, man. I said all I can say on it. If people want to be stuck on whatever ideology, whatever thoughts, do you. I just don't believe he's a saint. Yes, the system's corrupt. He ain't no saint. We'll see what happens, how it shakes out. I doubt he'll be found innocent. They didn't come for him without coming for him. You understand what I'm saying? They didn't do this. They didn't bring this indictment without all their ducks in a row. They've been looking at this guy for 10 years. It was common knowledge in New York. He was a scumbag, and he was on the take. Not only was he taking money, he had a sign out that said, I take money. They just waited for him to start repaying it in the form of favors that they could document and get a couple people to flip, to have them did the rights. And when they got ready, they pulled the trigger. And pop go to Weasel because the Weasel go pop. All right, let's go to comment section, y'all. What are my people saying, man? Are y'all living? Are y'all, what's the thoughts? Super sticker from Black Mamba. Matumbo, Yobe. Matumum Yobe. Says super sticker, thank you. It is what it is, guys. Hard story, right? I tell you, man. All right, my name is Tim Black. We do this every day, 9:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We'll be back tomorrow to do it again. Remember, this show is brought to you by presidentialimpact.com. Hit like on this before you leave. Let people know Tim Black called it out. He said it's his way. You may disagree. You may think, oh, poor Mayor Eric Adams. He's a good guy. He did the best he could do. It's just because of the migrants. Yeah, I think that plays a role, but I don't think that's the full story. I think he was doing these things. I'm telling you, I believe he was taking money and doing the shit he was doing. And I think maybe the migrants got them to pop his head up, got him jammed up. But that doesn't mean this indictment's bullshit. That's all I'm saying. And look, and look, be here tomorrow because tomorrow we're going to finish. We want to finish tomorrow strong. We had a strong week. We want to finish strongly. And hopefully we can just go back to bashing the Democratic Party, you know? People say, Tim Black, it's the Democrats coming for Mayor Eric Adams. You heard Kwame. He said, the Democrats hate black people. They hate the black politicians. I didn't know that, I'm not going to deny they hung this guy out to dry. I'm not going to deny that Eric Adams is a very arrogant mofo. I don't know. But like I said, the only people that really know are the people who brought this damn indictment. All right, guys, that's it. That's all. Hey! Yo. They've been watching him since 2021. The feds only come when they're sure. That's how I feel. And he gave them a reason to be sure. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. He gave them a reason to be sure. You know? Thank you for covering this. Well, thank you for watching, John. I kind of feel like it's not a stronger topic for the audience, but hell, man, we got to do breaking news. We got to cover Mayor Eric Adams. It's too big. New York is too consequential a city for us not to cover it. He's the first sitting mayor ever indicted in the history of New York. You got to cover that. Kamala will give bad speeches tomorrow. Kamala's going to give a bad speech tomorrow. Don't worry. You know what I'm saying? Joe Biden's still going to be stuttering through something, and Trump's still going to make a funny soundbite. Nothing's changed. You know what I'm saying? But if the mayor of New York gets indicted, I got to cover that shit. I gotta cover because it is not something that happens every day. Mayor Eric Adams, the man is charged with campaign finance violations. He have been taking straw man donations, people giving donations to his campaign. He solicited bribes. You do for me, you give me money illegally, and then I hook you up on the other side of this. Giving money through other pass-throughs to get money to his campaign, then going to New York and saying, well, here goes my donations, and New York having a policy that matched the funds, the donations, so now he gets $10 million he shouldn't have got for his campaign. And yes, it's a dirty, dirty deal. It's corrupt. And I believe, after saying all that, I believe it ain't just Mayor Eric Adams that does this. I believe this is a systemic problem in New York City. I think there's probably corruption everywhere. Not probably, there's corruption everywhere in that city. I don't think there's a single politician that does not know it. I think it's common knowledge. So people in the system acting surprised. These are people that are playing their role. They're doing their best performances. They deserve an Oscar because they know this. Mayor Eric Adams may be black. He may have spoke up about migrants. He may also be a big scumbag who broke a lot of laws. 2 or 3 things can be true at the same time. You feel me? All right, I'm Tim Black. I'm out. I love y'all guys. Hey, baby, where my girls at? Where my girls at?